right, guys. I figured I'd just do a short little video here and to kind of explain how we are doing tires and how to look at hub oilers, and maybe some insight when it comes to strap boxes and things like that, and some other safety aspects. So here we got our trailer here, trailer number 726. And one thing that we noticed when we were doing our services, and this has been going on quite a bit, and I don't know what the deal is or what's causing this, other than someone is overfilling our tires. The 255s here, on all these step decks, these 255s should be running at anywhere between 110 to 115 pounds. So far, almost every single one that I've done as of late has been up to 125. That's too much. These rims, first of all, are only rated for 130. So you start going down the roadway, especially when things start to get hot, you might start compromising that wheel. So that's why we run at 110, 115. And also too, we get pretty decent wear at 110 to 115. If we have them overinflated, these step deck tires, they're going to be 16 plies, or not 16 plies. Well, yeah, I guess I'm sorry, they would be 16 plies. Anyway, to begin with, and they're going to be stiff. They're going to be stiff. So if we have too much air in these things, we start wearing out the centers, and we don't wear evenly across the tire. We'll wear out the center, and then pretty soon you got a tire that is you're accelerating the wear because you're wearing the centers out faster than the shoulders. So keep that in mind. 115, 110, 115 on these step deck tires. On the 255s, on the full size tires, the 11Rs or the 295s, like on these vans here, we run 95 pounds. A lot of the vans are going to have this auto inflation system, but not all of them do. So if you do end up, airing up tires or whatever, and notice that tires are a little low, please keep them at 195. I'm sorry, not 195, 95 pounds. But the step deck tires, like I said, the 255s, we want to leave them at, 110 to 115. 120, 125, it's getting to be too much. Also too, hub oilers. We brought this trailer in, and as you can see, this wheel looks atrocious. So after looking at it and seeing what was going on, it's kind of tough to see, but there's some staining here on this side of the hub oiler, and that was because that's the part that was turned down when it was sitting out in the yard. And as you can see, the hub level is right up to the bottom of the plug. This is too high. We can't have that much oil in there because it's going to seep out of the plug. These plugs are just to keep the dust out. That's for the most part. That it's not to keep the oil in the hub, it's to keep the junk out of the hub. So, and then of course there's that little pinhole there. So if you got too much fluid, if you fill it up right to the bottom of where the plug seals, when that stuff starts slapping around in there, especially when it gets warm, it's going to thin out. That oil thins out, and then when it does all settle, it'll start leaking out, and then you're going to start ending up with pooling and a bunch of crap coming out of the getting soaked on the sides. And this is just horrible. As you can see, it's just straight oil. So with a bunch of road grime in there. So we need to make sure that if we're filling these up, if you do need to put a little bit of hub oil in, please do not fill it past the full line. There's actually a line on a lot of these sight glasses. It's full, and then there's an add line. It's got to be pretty low before you have to add it. But we don't want to go past that full line, because if it goes past that full line, we're going to have all kinds of issues and problems. You're going to have a bunch of this, and DOT is going to take a look at this and say, yep, I think we need to pull them in. And you might get hit with the violation, or we might have to get a road repair done because they think that this hub is leaking when it's not. It's just this plug here. So we got to make sure that we don't overfill these. Moving on down here, we also have our strap boxes. So these strap boxes, as you can see, this strap box is forward of center of the trailer. So I would recommend that when you guys, and I'm sure a lot of you already know this, but we've been getting into a lot of these strap boxes and they are just a complete disaster. We got straps unwound, thrown up all over the place. I think a lot of it is that guys are just stacking them in there. They're not starting where they should be starting. So whenever you get a strap box that is forward of center of the trailer, because there's such a crown to these trailers, I would suggest starting when you roll up your straps, start rolling up your straps and stack them forward and then work your way back. Then you can stack on top of them, because the thing is that once you do that, all those straps are going to want to migrate forward, if anything. And now the opposite is when it comes to like the trailers that have the strap boxes rear of center, back towards the rear wheels, like on the Conestogas and things like that, a lot of our flatbeds. Those, again, you go the opposite direction. You start stacking your straps from the rear of the strap box forward. So that would really help with this. I used to do that years ago when I was driving, and it really kept my strap box in a lot better condition. I didn't have a bunch of straps thrown around in here. And please, absolutely roll them up. Strap winders are great and everything, but when they get too tight like this, they don't flex. At least with these, they flex. So you can kind of stack them and they'll kind of tighten in together. I mean, they might unravel a little bit, but hopefully they shouldn't move a whole heck of a lot. So if you can, try to keep the strap boxes in good order. We spend a lot of time and a lot of effort re-rolling straps and organizing strap boxes. Some of these boxes, it looks like a spaghetti mess. It's just like someone just took the straps and just throw them in there. Now I'm sure everybody's wrapping them up, but going down the road, and with these roads as rough as they are, they have a tendency to unravel and bounce around and get all intertwined with one another. So if we can try to keep a little better housekeeping on the strap boxes, that would be great. And it helps the next guy. We don't pull these in every single time they come back. We service them whenever they need to be serviced. So the next guy might have to deal with, a bunch of messed up straps, and I'm sure you guys have probably seen it, because evidently you end up being that next guy. So that's just just a courtesy housekeeping type of a thing. Also too, this chain right here was inside of this riser. If DOT sees that, that's considered an unsecured load. So we have to make sure that we don't have any chains, no binders, no anything like that. That is, even if it's tucked up inside here, that is still considered unsecured. And DOT can violate you for that. And that's the thing when it comes to violations and when it comes to citations. Guys say, well, I never got a citation. Well, you might not have gotten a monetary citation, but we get a violation for everything, for things like this. So just remember, just because you don't get a physical citation doesn't mean that you did not get a violation on the inspection report when they do their inspections. So if you can, try to make sure that you don't leave anything up inside here. I know we all get in a hurry and we all make mistakes and we miss certain little things, but when it comes to stuff like that, it's really important that we don't have anything on this deck that can cause problems, bounce off or just maybe hit a bump and it starts to jiggle down and pretty soon a hook starts to migrate and it starts to fall and you're going down the road and now you got this chain, thwacking around everywhere and then falling off, getting wrapped in a wheel, whatever it may be. I know that's kind of an extreme circumstance, but at the same time, we got to make sure that we don't leave anything up on the deck. So even if it's in the middle, I know it's got weight and I know they're heavy, and you might have a bunch of chains stacked with a bunch of binders underneath it, whatever, still, that is considered an unsecured load and you will get a violation. But other than that, I'll try to kind of keep these videos rolling once we see little things that we think might help you guys out and help us out. I think it would be good. So Anyway, hope you guys have a good one, and I hope that this kind of, I don't know, kind of lets you know the little things that sometimes we all miss. So anyway, have a good day. Thanks, guys.